be a bad idea. If you have a pool, this might be the week along the East Coast to utilize the pool as opposed to running to the beach.
Yeah, and then invite us to the pool too.
Please do, please do. Yeah, a little bit of sunscreen. We are there for sure. Problem is once Erin's out of the picture, we still have multiple threats on its heels.
Oh yeah, I mean this is the peak time. Hurricane season is at its peak. We have everything we need in the environment to get things going, and we are already looking at an area to watch. A lot of waves coming off the African coast right now. I mean, a 20% chance for some development, but we can't forget about the one that is up by the Carolinas too. That one, not so much of a worry for us, but I mean, within the coming days, we could be looking at something else coming into the Atlantic.
Yeah, I mean, you see it right there, to your point, Bane, right off the coast of Africa. You can see that disorganized cluster of showers and thunderstorms right here. It's going to continue its trek toward the west, and as it does so, it'll gain that strength, that momentum, that energy, perhaps forming into a little something here much sooner than later. Of course, keeping a close eye on the southeast. Not a ton to talk about there, which is good news, but again, down to the other system to the south, Bane, to your point, once it enters this region here, I mean, all signals are go for something to develop here.
Right, and especially in that area that it's kind of starting to head into, incredibly warm water.
Yeah.
And that's one of the ingredients that these systems need to fuel and get stronger. And I mean, you can even see there's a couple of waves that are going to be developing off the African coast that are not even, towards the water quite yet, but you can see in Cabo Verde, this stuff is getting pretty, it's something there. It's something that we're watching. But to that point, too, this is kind of the perfect timing for these systems in the main development region that we always look for.
Yeah, absolutely. To your point, this is the time of the year we're heading toward the climatological peak of hurricane season. And all these little red squiggly lines here are what we call little tropical waves. They're basically like little areas of disorganized showers and thunderstorms. But each one of those, should we see a little bit more organization, they could absolutely form into what is Erin right here. So we keep that in mind. And then we also have to talk about, I know it's a big H that you're seeing on your screen, but this thing is almost like the steering wheel for a lot of these storms. And at this point, it's steering Erin in a northerly trajectory, but this is expected to strengthen some and maybe even suppress these systems a little further toward the south before guiding them toward the west.
Exactly. And like you mentioned, that steering system, that is that main thing that kind of moves these guys around. And that's what we're going to see, that nice little spin too when we talk about Erin. But also to the point of Erin, I mean, it kind of primed the environment for some of these upcoming tropical waves. We have all of that moisture that they can work with. So that's something that we also have to watch for. I mean, after Erin moved through, now we have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. We have the warm waters. We have a lot of ingredients.
Yeah, and I'm really curious to see what you think about this. I've been looking at a couple of forecast models. So this would be our system that we're watching. This is by Wednesday of next week. Now, a big cluster of moisture is what you're seeing here. And Bane, from what I'm seeing, the suggestion in the forecast models, if we were to take this into Thursday, Friday, and into next weekend, this could, let me emphasize could, crisscross the Lesser Antilles. So not necessarily St. Thomas and all that, but down towards, say, St. Lucia and some of the southern Barbados, the southern end of the Lesser Antilles, and perhaps even move into the Caribbean Sea. And then that has its sights sets on possibly the Gulf of America.
Right. And I mean, again,
that's going way out.
This model is way out there, but it's something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
And, at this point in time, we need to be on high alert. A lot of folks do, just because we're at the peak part of the season, and these storms, when they pop up, we want to make sure you have enough time, enough preparedness to get through it. And to that point too, I mean, this area right here, that one spot highlighted in red, that's a spot that we're really looking for. But I mean, also, Michael, I mean, possible development in this orange highlighted area, it's pretty big.
Yeah, Lesser Antilles, and then, of course, the Greater Antilles, Puerto Rico, parts of Dominican Republic and Haiti. So I feel like at this point, there's a lot of unanswered questions, right, that we have right now.